on your dime. I thought we were friends. I guess it just depends who you ask. These feelings tend to leave me with a hole in my chest. The hole in my chest. Yeah, the hole in my chest. Now the time has come. I just wish I could erase.
Get my alto and those 2 drinks for both of us.
Yeah. So, Susie. Schmanskis. Boom, boom. Oh! Hey, let's check it out. So this is how the podcast is going to go for me. All right, so my name's Cole. Just kidding. All right.
Oh, wait. It turned off.
Oh, what? It's because you touched it earlier.
I didn't.
Welcome back to another episode of Body Language Podcast. Y'all, it's a special podcast today. Episode 40. Yes, we have been a podcast for exactly 14 months. And I'm pretty proud of the progress that we've made. We're kind of a lackadaisical podcast, if you will. I got a passion for the shit. I really do. I love podcasts. I start my day with podcasts. I end my day with podcasts. I really love the rhythm of a podcast. Like a good podcast is almost like a good album. And episode 40, I feel like I'm getting better. I hope you guys are digging this content that I'm doing. If you don't, go fuck yourself. It makes no fucking difference to me whatsoever because I will get better and you will stay the same. So on top of all of that, thank you for coming to the channel. Thank you for visiting our fucking podcast. We love you. Like and subscribe. Okay?
I feel like I should have had something choreographed.
Okay. Oh, I am. Well, you can't say it now. I'm not going to just because you said it. But like and subscribe, share, and show your friends. With me today, this is like I think her 8th or 9th, 6th or 7th podcast. But it's her podcast as well because she gets production credit and she's the most frequented guest on the podcast. It's my beautiful wife. Put your hands together for my beautiful, beautiful, beautiful husband, Jessica Moore. Hey, I hope you guys like our sign in the back. I made it. Yeah, it was a gift from my mother to the kids for the kind of the ice storm that we had earlier this week. And I reused it for the podcast. I thought it'd be cool for the podcast. I think it's kind of cool.
It's nice.
Yeah, we'll do something different every time. Have the kids do it.
It's also really satisfying to draw on.
It is. It's kind of got that silky smooth.
Yeah, it's nice.
Hey, all right. So this podcast, I wanted to specifically highlight. It's not as big as you think it is. The segment that I came up with 3 podcasts ago. And I wanted just that specifically, and I wanted to highlight my wife Jessica and her day to day and the things that she does. And I wanted to make this without, letting you know this, that I wanted to make this podcast very much about you and like your day to day and how, like, I just want to make it about you. I want to make, like when you said, do you want me on the podcast? And I was like, whatever you want, because this podcast was inevitably going to be specifically just about you and your work and the things that you do. And, I'll bring up like a few other personal things and medial things, but I wanted it to be primarily about you. And so, yeah, this is my wife, and we're going to talk about her today and the things that she does. And if we have to take some breaks every now and again, it's because our children are in the next room. One of them's asleep, the other one is not. So we may have to take a break or so. If, excuse us, if you will. We're parents.
Also, you sneaky snake, you said you didn't know.
Yeah, well, I knew you were going to be on the podcast. So it's happening.
Okay. Here now, Daddy.
Yeah. Our stupid idiot dog Eleanor is here.
She's not stupid. He's stupid, and the dog is.
I love
amazing.
our dog. I'm just saying. I call all dogs dummies and idiots. They're just all goopers.
Mommy's
She's
girl.
a great dog.
She's my shadow.
Such a good dog.
Literal shadow. Everywhere I go, she's just right there.
Yeah. Hey, shout out to CBD for all the boys who got that back pain in the game. Back pain game, baby. Hey. CBD, boy. Wait. I'm definitely going to cut that part out. Definitely cutting that part out. But anyway, yeah. So what's been new with you guys? What's been up with y'all? How y'all been? How y'all been during? It's been like I don't know, like 3 weeks, 4 weeks since I've shot a casty. And
It's been that long.
yeah, we've been here for 6 months in the new house. And I think I've shot 7 podcasts. And it was a cluster of 4 of them, and then 3 over time.
Who was the last one?
Me. Just me.
Upstairs?
Just me. And then before that it was Dax, and then Travis. And then before that it was you, and then it was me twice.
No, Lauren.
And then before that it was... and it was Lauren. Sorry. Lauren was in there somewhere.
Yeah.
And then previous to that... Damn, that's not right. That was 7. That should be 8 podcasts because
Lauren was
8.
before Travis.
Okay, so let's just go in the line. All right, so it went Dax, Dustin, me, you, me, Lauren, Dax, Travis, me. Now, so 10. This is 10 podcasts in 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, not the greatest, but whatever. I'm just gonna turn this on. I feel like the fucking the thing that's
blinking.
going, it's gonna fuck with the contrast of the
Like
lens.
it's gonna miss everything. It's
gonna fuck. Everything's gonna be like in the background going down. So let's just highlight it.
Just leave it on. But
Yeah.
I like it on.
I do too. But anyway, yeah. So that's So where the fuck were we going with that? We have zero storytelling skills when it comes to our podcast. If we're driving somewhere. Storytelling skills top tier, baby.
You don't even know how often he's like, this is podcast material, and I'm like,
and then when we get a podcast going, it's just like we suck the brick.
well, think about the last few things that have come up that you've been like podcast material. Maybe that's why we need to talk.
No, it just goes to show that things that are
I see you.
Things that are authentic come off a little easier than things that are like, oh wait, no, don't talk about that. Let's talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are you adjusting to being a new dog owner?
It's easy.
I mean, you haven't been a dog owner in 10 years.
Yeah. But it's kind of like being a mom. So it's like, it's super easy. It's just like, and also, as you've noticed, like she tells me when she needs stuff. Like she'll come and like sit on my chest and stare into my eyes when she needs something, or she'll come and like put her ass on my chest when she needs to go potty. Like it's just super easy. It's like being I don't know, because I had reservations. Like I didn't.
Yes.
I wanted a dog. I just didn't want a puppy. But since we've gotten her,
yeah. But Eleanor had this thing where she had like puppy qualities. But she wasn't like a fucking puppy though.
Yeah, she wasn't like a weeks old puppy. She was like a months old puppy.
Yeah. And
like she's trained.
She had this thing about her for a while that was like puppy, but I'm ready to be an adult. Yeah. And then now that she's an adult, she's like, I still have my puppy faces.
But she's like in the routine though. Like if I can say anything, it's like she's totally in the routine. It's like when I get up in the morning, she gets up with me. She knows I'm going to take her outside. You guys get up a little later and like she wakes everyone up, like all the kids. She goes like loves on the kids and like I don't know. She just knows our everyday routine. Like she loves riding.
She's a scheduled dog.
Yeah,
for sure.
She loves riding in the car. She loves going. Tyler.
Oh. Right. So anyway, as we were By the way, I'll edit this to where like none of that. It'll be seamless to where like none of that happens.
I figured.
I know. Well, most people figure, but I have to make sure that you understand.
I've been with you for how long?
That doesn't mean anything, does it?
I've seen you edit what? How many times?
It'll all look seamless, like none of that happened. Just saying. Minus the V part.
What about this? Can you edit this out?
Are you giving us a Riley Reid mic now? Are you the Riley Reid porno mic on the Impulsive? Like everyone's always like, that's the Riley Reid mic, and people are always like, because she was like deep throated this mic on Impulsive, and everyone that's like, this is the mic. It's the mic. It's the mic. It's the mic. Mike, is this the mic? I love this podcast.
I'm here.
What were you saying?
The show's in my mouth.
What were you saying? Bro, what were you saying?
Ew.
Smells like Disney World.
What is wrong with men? Like, honestly, it would be a turn on for this girl to show this. I mean, okay. I mean, obviously, like, I would get it. No, there's no porn star in the world that if they could shove something in their mouth. There's no celebrity. I'm just not that type of, like, celebrity worshiper, though, where someone's like, oh, it's the piece of hair that they dropped in front of, like,
You're not? I am.
I'm not. Like, I'm not. It's not like, oh, well, this person touched this pen.
No,
I
like
have to buy it.
If like Kim Kardashian or Kanye or like Fat Mike from NoFX or like Billy Joe from Green Day or like Logic or like Dave Chappelle dropped like a drink from Sbarro or like a plate from Sbarro or whatever, like a little plate or a cup, and I'll be like, you have kids, keep walking.
No.
But granted, that happened previous to kids.
I want that.
I may pick it up.
I think that if like Megan Fox
may pick it up.
dropped something, that might be the one time. But it would only be like, because I legitimately, Megan Fox, I'm in love with you, honestly. But if she, like, but even then, it would be like, dude, that's a person. Like, if I walk past something and drop something, I don't expect someone to come behind me and be like, oh my God, they touched it. And if they did do that, I'd be like, stalker.
But
like,
see,
I would immediately turn around.
That's not fair though, because you know who does that?
Stalkers.
No. Me. Like, you throw your
I'm
pants.
married to you.
If I'm in the bed and you throw your pants and they like land on the bed and not in the dirty clothes, that's by our bed,
It's
by the
true.
way. I'll be like,
No, it's true. My bra.
You smell so good
He
today.
loves my
Oh my
bras.
God.
He loves my
well, it's
bras.
because you spray your perfume right on your bra and your pheromones from your
Spray my bra on my naked.
from your chesticles get on your bra, and it's like, dang. Like,
Morning ritual. You spritz. You put your bra on, and then the laundry mixed with the perfume is what you love. I spritz.
and your pheromones, because you have very specifically incredible pheromones.
Only you and my mom think that.
Your mom, I'm in love with you. So I pick up on that.
I used to steal my mom's
Your mom
clothes.
made you, so she can, it's like when I smell Rowan or Olive. It's kind of like they both have a specific smell.
It's true.
One still has a baby powder smell and the other one has like a dirty old library smell.
When I was in my teens, I would steal my mom's clothes, and then when I would return them, obviously I was
They'd
like
smell
an
better
early
than when
teenager.
you borrowed them.
Well, yeah, but then she would also be like, "I know you took my clothes
Because I could smell you.
because I could smell you," and it's like, well, that's rude. Like, what does that mean? But now that I'm older, it's like Tyler is like, "You have a smell. Like you have a smell. I don't smell it. It doesn't. I don't smell it. I smell
No,
Chanel."
your smell smells like fresh cotton with laundry with like a dash of perfume that you can't find because you're Greek and someone made it in your hill stead. And it's like, I don't know. You just get this. You got this type of smell that if one were to lose you in the middle of a love journey, that it would be hard to bounce from, because the smell on its own possesses this strength and this massive like jaw strength and clench of love that is so hard to be. It's so hard to recreate or reimagine or redo. Like your smell is a heartbreak smell. Like you have a smell that's like, if this goes wrong and I'm in the gas station and I just happen to smell something remotely close to this, I may or may not burn this motherfucker to the ground. You know?
Yeah.
Your smell's like that. Your smell is like the...
That's so weird. It's so weird to hear, like, but that's where, like, people like you, that's where people like you that smell it, though, like, if it's really that strong and, like, you love it that much, you create a perfume that reminds you of that, and then that becomes the best
What about
smelling.
the people that just want to be in love, that are from Alabama and don't have
you could be
the ability to make, or the interest or passion to make perfume?
Yeah, but you could be...
I could be like Aziz Ansari from Parks and Recreation, make a shitty fucking cologne by Dennis Feinstein called Tommy She Wrote. You know,
you could be the next big perfume designer, though, if you legitimately believed in it. And there's girls out there that smell less.
They could harness that pheromone.
Girls that smell less.
Because that's what that is, right? It's like harnessing a pheromone.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's a mixture of like a bunch of different smells, plus like how it. And I think there's so much chemicalness that goes into perfume making. If I put on a flowery smell on my skin, it immediately smells like an old grandmother. And
you have always said that floral smells never
they
go
turn
well
out
with your skin.
horrible on my skin.
You told me once, you're like, no, I'm too Indian for floral shit.
I told him, I was like, do
What?
not buy me some flowery smelling perfume.
We were in Bath and Body Works at Christmas in Montgomery. You're like, no, I'm too Indian for floral shit.
And it's
I was like,
great.
well, you can't say that. And then when we got out of the store, you were like, look, Tyler, I didn't mean to be slightly ornery and maybe racist,
Yeah.
but I was trying to get my shit and get the fuck out of there. I don't even think anybody heard me.
Like, it doesn't matter how good it smells in the bottle. It's like once you put it on my skin, and like my pheromones, I guess, really are strong because they react. And like sometimes it smells like, I have put on perfumes before and then smelled them like an hour later, and I'm like, please wash this the fuck off of me. Like, I wish I had not put it on my neck. Now I smell like I've been in a funeral home all day, and it is awful. Like, my body just...
So you're basically floral stuff gets musty.
Earthy things on me.
Like, it gets
I get
musty.
Chanel Mademoiselle is like the craziest that I can get, and like there are florals in there, but there's a lot of citrus too, so it like balances out. That is as crazy as floral as I can get, and that is like my original smell. I've always told you that. Like as a high schooler, I found that smell, and it like that was my favorite scent, I guess. And it's weird too, because it's like when you buy these expensive perfumes and you spend the money to do it, after 2 or 3 hours, you don't smell them anymore. Like, there's still times when, like,
that's like me with Polo Black now.
Yeah, like, I walk past people and they're like,
so
yeah.
I'm like, do I? I think it's gone.
Yeah,
I thought it was gone. I didn't even know. It was still sticking to me.
Yeah, I thought it wore off. But it's like, but those things, like, Chanel seems to be the one that is like, I love a lot of Chanel scents. And they work because they're not, like, specific to that floral smell. But there's a lot, even, like... I like to try new ones, and you know that. Like, we get, like, samples and stuff. But some of them, after, like, an hour, I'm like, Jennifer smelled this, and she's like, oh, God. What is that? And I'm like, that is a very expensive perfume.
Go ahead and explain to the audience who Jennifer is, because they're going to need context to that, because we're about to go into who you are.
Jennifer is my coworker that I work with every day at work. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. She's stuck with me, but we've also become very good friends. Like, we talk all the time, as you can imagine.
Hey,
so.
Also before going to this, because this doesn't really have any place in the stories that we're gonna tell, but Jennifer, her stepsister Stephanie, was my roommate when I met Jessica. And Stephanie is like one of those cool punk rock chicks, like plays guitar and smokes cigarettes and collects vinyl, and
she's a tits.
Like doesn't wear socks, and like, you say she's the tits?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she is the tits. She's awesome. And she's got this like, I don't know, man. She's just first off, like a fantastic human being, and I owe a lot to her. And I love and miss her very much now that I speak about her out loud.
She wants to hang out when she comes down.
I miss her so much.
We talk.
But anyway, that's Jen's stepsister. And when I walked into AGW, which is where Jessica works, it's a glass place. It's a commercial glass business that my stepfather and my mother own. And I walked in and saw Jen, and I was like, I know this bitch from somewhere. Like, what the fuck? Like, I know her, you know? And I looked at her, and she was like, I know this motherfucker from somewhere. And I was like, I know this bitch. And like, we both were just like, hey, like, we both knew each other. And over like a week or two, it took 2 weeks.
No, it was the first weekend after she started.
Yeah, so it was like a week. Like
that
maybe
Sunday, she messaged me and was like, I have news. And I was like, what do you mean you have news?
Yeah.
I was like, what's happening? So like 8 hours later, she was like, Stephanie is my stepsister.
Yeah, right.
Like,
I knew because I became good buddies with Gary, her ex-husband. And so through parties over at Steph, and then having Jen come 10 years ago, like this was like 12 years, this was like 2 years before I met Jess, 12 years ago. So yeah, so if you hear people clearly I've had like 4 White Claws and can't talk right, but when Jen talks about Jessica on this podcast,
when Jen says my name.
yeah, when Jen says Jessica's name, that's who Jen is. It's Jessica's.
She's pretty much my best friend.
Jessica's like a 1/4 business runner. Like she runs the business by literal definition, quite literally, if you will. Like she helps run a business while being a secretary and a confidant. And she has so much. In fact, she has her own assistant, and that is Jen. But Jen also. Like she does well for herself. She does well for the company. She
also does a lot of the customer service now.
Yeah, she does, and it's she's kick ass. So
we love Jen.
Yeah, so that's who Jen is. But anyway, yeah, tell us a little bit about like what you do and like the shit you have to deal with and stuff like that. Like what it's like living like on like a very rich place. Like an island that houses rich people.
Well, everyone thinks that their money can buy them time.
Wait, what were you about to say though?
No, I was.
But what can you talk about? What?
No, that was it. I didn't say it.
What? No, you said. Do you have to talk about what?
No, you started talking about. Let's talk about what you do. I was like, do I have to talk about that?
You don't. I mean, you don't have to. We don't have to talk
no, we can talk about it because I feel like I feel like for people who don't know, I feel like that's the issue too, is that people that don't live here. Like, they don't understand what it's actually like to work here in a service industry like I work in. Like, it's like I work in a glass industry after the hurricane. It is a totally different world. Like, basically, my suppliers tell me every day, they laugh because I call them and I'm like, look, I need this as soon as possible. Then they start laughing like I laugh when customers tell me that. And it's like this whole big just charade at this point because we're all just chasing our tails, trying to get stuff done. But there's like more work than anyone can do. So in the place that we live... Is
it safe to say that at least 70% of your customers are rich people that think?
Yes. And like the worst thing I deal with is like people call and they say like... I require
entitled rich people.
Yes, I require.
And not to say that all those rich people are bad people or shitty people. There's a lot of rich people that come in that are probably really. I have
a lot of really nice people.
I just wanted to highlight that before I let her this.
Before he lets me loose.
Yeah.
This does not apply to my customers like the ones I had last week specifically. Yeah. They were really great. Like they caught on to my humor. Like we laughed. Like when I leveled with them, was like, look, this is how it is, and if you don't like it, walk. They were like, yo, we're here because we like you and we want to do business with you and whatever is whatever. But there's a lot of people that walk in and like my company requires 50% deposit up front. 50% means my cost.
You don't have to get into logistics.
Yeah, but I just, to order something, you give me 50%. Well, I'll pay 100%, but I expect it sooner. Like, I expect you to walk then. Like, go on. Because you can't pay me to put you ahead of all the other people. Like, do you understand what you're asking? Like, you're asking to be put ahead of the line because you can pay it all up front. Like, that type of entitlement, like, I just do not even acknowledge when
What's the political grouping on that? What would that be? That'd be like a... I don't know. Be something, right?
I don't know. To me, it's just fucked up. I'm just like, wait a minute. It's not that the rest of these people can't pay 100% upfront. It's just that I don't ask.
I'd rather just go on a payment plan like
Well, no.
everybody in the world.
It's a trust system. You pay me 50% upfront. I order it. Then I deliver the work. And you pay me the other 50%. That's how business deals work. But you walk in and you're like, but I have the money to pay it all. But you're...
Well, that's great. Pay it. But you're still in line, motherfucker.
You're still standing in line.
It's like when you go to a shoe drop or a clothing drop or like a lawnmower drop at fucking Lowe's or wherever the shit you go.
How about Black Friday?
Doesn't matter if the guy has got gift cards or cash. You're still in line.
You're still in line. Like, I have to get buck with people. And that's what Tyler and I talk about all the time. Sometimes I'll get off work and I'm like in a bad mood. And he's like, what's wrong, babe? I'm like, literally, there's this one person today I couldn't shake. And it's almost always the same person. Go back.
Yesterday. Today is Saturday.
I said almost every day.
You said you had somebody today that you couldn't shake.
Oh, I thought I said yesterday. That's my bad. Oh. I had somebody yesterday. But it's literally, honestly, with my job, we also talk about this. I talk to almost like probably 1,000 people a day. Like, people take my business card. They don't just get my business card. They post it on their association website, and then everyone calls and they ask for me. So it's like, it's very like, it's a love-hate relationship I have with my job. I'm very thankful that happens, but at the same time, I talk to so many people. Sometimes I get home and I'm like, Tyler, just don't talk to me for like 30 minutes. And he's like, what do you mean don't talk to me? Don't talk to you for 30 minutes. Like, why? It's overstimulation, like the whole thing. And then it's people like that. It's like everyone calling. They're like, I need to put in a work order. And like, my first thought is, that's cute. Like, that's really cute. You want us to come no, like... But I can't say that because I don't. Then there's also certain situations where like in a glass business, there are true emergencies, and to me that's important too.
Yeah,
it's
like if you have a like a waterfront facing window, and there's a storm coming, or if you have a patio door that is an actual door to your house that won't shut, or.
On Friday, H&M's door got ripped off at the Tanger because someone didn't like the sale they had going on.
And just pushed it off?
No, they ripped it as they were going out, ripped it off. And so we had to go put it back on. Or like, but the ones that break your heart is like people calling after they've called. But after they've called the police and they say, someone broke into my house.
Excuse me.
And now I'm here and I need you to come and help me.
Shit.
I don't feel safe.
Like, we probably should have started with that type of emergency. But we live in a place where we don't.
No, it doesn't happen often. And usually it's a vacation home where no one was and someone broke in, but now they're in town and they want it fixed because they don't feel safe. Yeah. Like, anytime someone got into your shit, you'd feel violated, you know? So I always try to like answer to those first. And then I do truly push everyone else aside. And even when they're committed on the they're like, well, I was on the schedule. I'm like, yes, but this woman is staying in a house with an open hole. So like the front door is smashed. Like, do you want me to just tell her to sleep with some paper over it and hope that no one else breaks in? Like, honestly, are you that selfish? Your glass is cloudy and you can't see outside. Like, is that is that gonna hurt you for one more day?
Or his or her rollers are crunchy.
Yeah, like you have to drag your door real hard, but this woman's like front door is completely open to the world. Like, it's priorities. And like, but what I've realized in this job too.
And my stepdad Mark is really, he's not an older gentleman, but he's like a little bit of an older gentleman.
He's early 60s. Yeah.
So he's kind of got that maturity to himself. So it's like whatever, like, you don't have to convince him of what's right and wrong. Like, he knows. Like,
and that's the thing too, is like, if you come in and see Mark, like he just truly loves helping people. And like anybody, even when he's too busy, he'll be like, I'm too busy to see anyone, but you'll still see him creep out of his office to help someone. Like, we love helping people, but at the same time, there's a point where like the list gets so long that you're just like, it's no longer people, it's names. It's just kind of
work order numbers.
Yeah, it's kind of overwhelming. Like, it's very overwhelming. And Jennifer, I'm glad she hasn't ran for the hills in the whole situation after Sally because I was really scared that it would get overwhelming with the whole paperwork thing.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about work anymore. I feel like I talk about it all the time.
Well, I mean, you have to think that you trained her to deal with that paperwork so you can deal with the for real money.
But I will say this. I've been through 4 years of
portion of the business.
But I've been through 4 years of true spring break. True spring break was
Harlan, come here.
like we were after
every time.
like we were after Sally. Do you remember spring break when you were there? It was like balls to the fucking wall.
That was one.
It was kids going wild,
We
breaking
had a hurricane
everything.
the first spring break that I worked there, but the second spring break was pretty hairy.
It was like kids literally breaking everything made of glass everywhere. It was not an exaggeration. It was children coming from college and breaking everything. Like the worst one we had was like a $30,000 worth of damage in one house. They had drugged the like zero, what is it? The big refrigerators. The big ones that are like kind of like commercial ones.
Yeah, just
I forget what it's called.
Yeah,
but anyway,
like
they drugged
big,
this
nice
super expensive
aluminum refrigerators
and couch and a bed out onto the beach and then left it. They like they took a sledgehammer and went through a wall.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
No. That was a dope day because we spent so many. Sorry. We spent, I don't know, like 6 of our 9 hours of that day at that house. And I remember, if you scroll down deep enough on my Instagram, there's a picture, or no, it's like a boomerang maybe.
Yeah.
Or it's a piece of footage on my Instagram where someone threw a champagne bottle. You know, like a champagne bottle is pretty dense. Don't let him snatch that cable.
I won't.
Our cat, he's hanging out. But the imprint of the champagne bottle went right into the window. And it was so hard to get the window out because the window was solid, but it had such a weak center, and you kind of rely on the center of a window to hold to
pull against
to
it.
pull it out.
Yeah.
And if you don't need a cup to pull it out, if it's not caulked in. So that was cool. And like there was like hundreds of feet of extension cable that
They had ran out to the beach.
They were just giving away and shit.
But that's the thing is that like
Clay got a pair of Nikes, and like it was raining that day. There was like a few Rowan got a skimboard. I took a skimboard home. Like these guys that worked for the real estate business,
they're like, take it all.
They were like, let's just go by the road. So like if you want anything in here that's like usable, food included, like go through the cabinets, go through the refrigerator. Like when you guys leave, y'all are the last ones, because once y'all seal up the house,
we're done.
We're gonna like deep fry the house, basically, like deep clean.
But what makes me
and
sad,
then throw everything out. So we got pizzas, we got like a golf club,
there's tons of
cornhole
beer.
set, some beer, a bottle of Svedka, like all sorts of cool shit.
But the parts
Nikes.
that no one sees though,
Photos of a fucking silhouette of a champagne bottle.
But the worst
and
part, though,
low E window.
But like I have to talk to the people that manage those properties every day. And like when I talk to them and they're in shambles because something like that has happened, and like they have to contact the owner and tell them what happened.
Yeah, because they're renting the place
out for. So like when you're a property manager down here, like you're in charge. Plus the business now is liable for any like renter liabilities,
and damages
basically,
and things like that.
When
because
it comes
they make
out
them
to,
sign off when they rent the place.
So when it comes out to $30,000, that's like what the fuck did y'all do?
But really, the renters only paid like $8,000 to rent the motherfucker
and
for like 4 days.
Like in that situation,
it for 8.
But I remember that situation. It was very much like, well, that's my dad's credit card, and it's like, okay, well, your dad's about to have a $38,000 bill, so be prepared. Like, but that's what we dealt with before.
But honestly, if it's not for people like that, you wouldn't make the money that you make.
No, I have fun with the spring breakers that I deal with are not like that. The ones that come in and like...
Am I right, though?
Yeah. Like, but usually the ones that I deal with directly, like they'll come in, there'll be like two guys, and one of them will have their head down and they have a broken piece of glass that was
Motorcycle gang outside.
that was sitting
Sorry
on
about that.
that was sitting on something. They'll come in and like everyone has their head down. I just look at them all, however many come in, and I say, "Who broke it?"
Yeah.
And they all point to one, and they're like, "He fucking sat on it.
Yeah.
We told him." And I'm just like, "You motherfucker! Why did you?" And like, I have fun with the people that come in. They're like, "Can you help us?"
Because my mom will hear that shit.
Yeah, and she cracks up because I'm just like, "I don't know, man. That's just, I don't know if I can help you." Like, I just give them shit. Like,
Hey, you want to take a break real quick?
yeah.
Hey, we'll take a break. Body Language Podcast will be right back. Take 5. Be right back. Bye. Welcome back. Okay. So before we go any further, we're going to give our one and only sponsor a shout out right now. RIP Golf to Go. Fuck you, delivery.com. Shout out to jntthrift.com/dpop. Okay? Or you can also access the same website, hot page, slick page, at dpop.com/jntthrift_. JNT_thrift. dpop.com/JNT_thrift. Either or will take you to the homepage. Link is in the description if you didn't understand any of that bullshit that I just said right now. Link is in the description. We have some pretty hot items on there. Anything from like Major League Baseball tees to Supreme,
Some cool girl shit.
to Gucci, to Free People, to Nike, anything thrifted, anything that we have like that we don't wear anymore, that we found in thrift stores that don't fit us, but we figured we could offer. We just like clothes, and
If we find cool shit we don't want to wear too, we're just like, someone will want this.
yeah, like we appreciate things that we don't wear, you know. But anyway, jntthrift.com, dpop.com/JNT_thrift. Link is a description. JNT Thrift, Jessica and Tyler Thrift. Yeah, arrangement of shit. Check it out. Link in description. If you hit us up on our Depop store or on each of our Instagram, which is also link in description, we will give you free shipping. That is something that we can offer now. So free shipping to anyone who mentions seeing this and find something in the store that you like. Doesn't matter what the price is. What the price is above the shipping price, that is what you will get it for, and the shipping will be free. Just mention us in the message previous to the sale, but you have to let us know that you saw this video and that we said that you could have free shipping. But anyway, we don't have a code yet, but if you let us know, like I said, if you let me know, I'm the one that does all the intel with that. So if you let us know, if you let me know that you've watched this podcast, and that just say like, look, watch the podcast, free shipping, please. Let me know. I will get you that free shipping. You will get it at fucking cost. Anyway, let's get back to the episode. Okay, so this dog is asleep now.
Yes.
2 seconds ago, she was awake.
Yes. She gone.
She gone. She gone. Anyway, so yeah, you have like a pretty rough day most days. Like, you deal with a lot of people
Every day.
who have very ornery, ununderstanding attitudes, and who are just very extremely visceral. Excuse me 1 second. I have to fix. There's a buzz. Right. Let me just fix. Just 1 second. I'll be right back. It's all you.
Like, I'm not trying to be weird. I guess being on camera as myself is a little bit It's different. It's different than acting. It's not the same
Just
thing.
go ahead and leave the comments because I'm pretty sure that
Don't
you
leave
guys say the
comments.
same thing or think the same things, and we'll put them in the
No,
comments
don't.
as
It will
I
hurt my
feel
feelings.
like in
No.
real life.
Don't.
Because you know as well as I know, she would have a great podcast on her own. She would be a great vlogger, a great day-to-day like Instagram storyteller, and that would just only show her strong points in acting and like comedy or whatever the progressive creative drive that is her thing at the time. We all see the potential. So in the just let her know what I verbally tell her.
No.
If it's mean, shove it up your ass. But if it's not,
Yeah, don't say anything
and you
mean, I'll
see what
cry.
I see,
I will cry.
let her know, dude.
No.
Well, first off, you would never know unless you read them because I don't read the fucking comments. So you guys just type all the fucking mean, ugly shit you fucking want, dude. I don't give a good goddamn because I'm not seeing it. I don't read that shit at all.
I learned like a long time ago. Do you remember? Well, when I was 18, I started. I guess what
Penny for your thoughts.
would have been a blog. I don't know. It was a vlog, I guess.
No, what you had was you were a YouTube personality because you had a very bubbly, pet-driven personality. You were like, "Hey guys, I'm in my pool," and the 3 episodes that you shot were always in your pool. You had different bikinis on. And you were talking about something that was very progressive, and you always had Zeke in your hand. So it was poppy, it was bubbly, it was like on the cuff. You had a dog, you were in the pool, it was easy to watch, and it was short and sweet. So it was like you were a YouTube personality.
I think,
or at least then it was just a YouTube channel, but now you could look back at it and say that you are an aspiring YouTube personality before a YouTube personality was a job.
for any aspiring anything personalities, let me tell you this. Before this was a thing, I was 19 and all I did was film myself talking about whatever I felt strongly about in the moment.
And you used to write about it.
I did. I love to write, and I will always love to write. But I would write down things that I felt strongly about that were happening that I had no control over, obviously. And I would talk about what I felt about them for about 5 minutes for 3 episodes. It took one fucking asshole on there when I was 19. I look back now and I'm
but
like,
it was an ex-boyfriend.
but now, but we have no proof of that. I don't care who it was. It doesn't matter who it
No,
was.
I thought that Nick dude told you that it was Mr. Ex-Boyfriend.
Yeah, but that's
guy.
not important now. Like, it doesn't matter if it was a troll.
I was just saying, I'm not
know.
saying that it has
No, I
any
know.
relativity
Yeah, it doesn't.
to what's going on in real life now. But for the story, it's a little relative.
I know, but for people that I'm telling this to, even if it's an internet troll, don't care. Like I deleted something that could have potentially become something else in my older years that I could look back on.
And you read comments and it
love.
shut it down.
And I shut it
Just
down.
why I
I
don't
felt
read fucking comments.
I believed
so eat your heart out.
I believed everything they said. Like I was ignorant. Like I was just stupid and young and like who cares?
It's
and
because you're beautiful and you had talent.
but I was also a kid.
It was Justin Bieber syndrome. You should have been
right?
okay.
I should have not
This
read the
means I'm
fucking
doing
comment.
something
It was like
well.
the one comment, and I read it, and I was like,
Or just be like,
they're
okay,
mean.
well, that's a good start. I'm doing something well. I'm pissing people off. So
Yeah, like now that
And
I'm
you're a
older,
punk
I'm
rock
like,
girl. You're a rock
you're
and
mad. Like now that I'm older,
you're mad.
now that
right?
I'm older, I'm like, you're mad.
Hey, like that post that you're mad.
Like,
You're fucking mad, dude. Be mad.
Like, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, I wish I would have established that piece of myself then, because it would be so self-satisfying to go back and see myself grow in that one personal way. Because
my alarm just went off. It's called Show Off Your New Shoe Hour.
I have new shoes on.
Show them off. Mom bear got some new shoes. Some Nike free runs. What's up? Them gray newbies. Oh, show them the base. Still got the neon skis.
Tool for that.
Anyway, but you were growing and you were doing
It was. I just
new things that you were trying. You almost rode the cuff of something that was on the cuff itself of being the new thing,
It fucking irritates me now. It fucking irritates me now.
But even then, do you realize that you started that in 2011 and we didn't start our channels until 2000. I started a YouTube account in 2016, but literally to the day on April 20th, 2016, I started the channel, but I didn't post anything until April 20th, 2017. So like a year to exactly.
But I was so passionate then. I think that now it irritates me because it's like I could have accidentally become a YouTube personality just because I was.
Well, it may not have even been a super popular one at that, but it could have been an influential one. Like, and by that I mean like, I'm the kind of guy to like, I'm realistic. Like I aim for like 10, 20, 30,000. I don't aim for like the 50 and up thing because I know that I don't possess a quality of talent that a large amount of people would enjoy unless it was by irony or accident. And I'm okay with that. So I possess the talent to promote my creative structure in such a way where I feel that. You, on the other hand, you could have done that. But even if you didn't do that, you would have been one of those like most of my favorite YouTubers have like 500,000 subscribers or less.
Yeah.
You know, but then also some of my favorite ones have like between 10 and 30,000. So
I just think that,
or I'm sorry, 10 and 30 million. So
I guess in my mind, like from 17 to 20 is a very strange age. At the very least, I could have appealed to girls that were 17
look at all the growth
to
you could have reflected back on.
Right.
I'm ruining a good story. I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to let you talk. I'm sorry.
Now that I'm older, I feel like I could have grown a penny for your thoughts into like how I feel now about things. And it's like so different. Like, even just me, like I was like, I look back on that young, like I was so passionate about everything, but I was so stupid. And like now it's like my passion may have fallen to like a 20-30% because I spend so much of my energy doing life and kids and, you know, marriage and work. And so like the rest of it is like when I do feel passionate about things, that would be when I shoot now. It's like when something happens that's relative, that would still be a penny for your thoughts, like whatever's going on. So now it would be totally different than when I had no kids, you worked at night, and I was at home being like, a penny for your thoughts. Like, let's talk about whatever's happening. And like, I was just bored doing something. I would look back on that and be like, look at that growth. Like, if I had shot that when the kids were young, or like it was just me and Rowan as a baby, or like, I look at the periods of my life and I'm like, I let one stupid asshole come into my comments and make me delete it because I was a child and YouTube was new. Social media was a baby too.
When you uploaded those videos on YouTube, it was a dating site.
Yeah. It was a dating site. And I uploaded videos because
2009 or 10?
It had just become 10? It had just become a social media.
No, because we met in 10.
It had just become an open platform right before that because people had started sharing stuff on it, which is why I did it. Yeah. And like, but therein lies my whole point. Don't ever read the comments, first off. And if you do read the comments, know that there are people out there that don't know you, don't want to know you, and are going to say ugly things because they hate themselves. Like, period.
And a lot of them will say something because they hate the content, and a lot of them will say something because they hate how good it is.
But sometimes that's their prerogative. They'll go on everyone's posts and say
after 11 years of marriage and 8 of them being on social media and 4 of them being on YouTube, do you think that at this point, the only hate that we get are people that are, and I say this with like open bones, not a closed skull, promise. It's all, I don't want to sound crass. I don't want to sound like a dickhead when I say this, but it's all jealousy. It's all envy. It's all, people are like, well, I wish I could lay my dick and balls out the way that they do and just be honest with their podcast, or like shoot a cool weekend pizza grab beach longboard sesh on the vlog and like post some cool, like felt shifted photos that we take of each other. Like
I'm not saying
it's not so hard to do what we do, and so many people get so envious and they get so hateful because they don't utilize so many properties of themselves. There's so many things that people have that they don't know exist within themselves. So they, instead of being inspired and looking within and being more, more like, I don't know, I guess that's the best word to use, is inspired or driven. They turn around and throw that energy, like this big, because that's what it is. Like, I like to like put like a physicality to my emotions sometimes. So it's like when we're all guilty of it. Like when you have that hatred moment where you're typing something or however it goes.
hurt you.
Boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop.
Fucking dick.
You have that moment of like, I think that everybody that's sane has this moment where you think you could you could not say something and be positive because you realize, hey, I'm jealous of this and I'm about to be ugly over it because I want to be that. So instead of being negative, I'm going to be like, dude, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Fire emoji, shaka emoji.
But
that's what's up. And then you go and do your own rendition of it. But it's so much easier to just fucking shit on somebody's creation because it's right there in front of you and it takes no effort to go boop, 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 boop. And I don't back the internet warrior generation because I get on the internet and I'd say my piece sometimes, but there's moments where I get ugly, so I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that's fair to say that that's what sets us apart from other people, and the things that you do and the things that you say and how you reflect on what a penny for your thoughts would and could have been, because now,
if nothing, it could have just been that to me. It would
true.
Be my own personal.
But the fact that YouTube is what it is now, and we have a podcast sort of, and we have a vlog channel together, it's definitely something that I understand why it pisses you off.
Yeah.
I see, because it could have been the start of something. You could have been like, well, I've been on the cuff of YouTube way before YouTube was YouTube, and I was a YouTuber way before YouTubers were YouTubing.
Yeah.
And
I filmed something on a camera that was like,
so you're
god awful.
Well, it wasn't god awful. It was great. It was fun. Well, you did minimal motions. The frames per minute didn't have to be
it was like an iPhone
super
3.
adjusted because you sat still the entire time.
Yeah.
And Zeke didn't do anything.
Yeah. Back to what you said though, I agree with that. But at the same time,
don't be so hard on yourself. Was my
I know, and I know
my endpoint, because
I'm not
certain people, whether it was an ex-boyfriend or not, whoever it was, I'm sure now is older and has grown from that, just like you have.
I'm just mad because I'm about to be 30, and now I look at a lot of people and I'm like, fuck you. I'm like, you don't like it. Goodbye.
All right, guys. I've always told Jessica that she needs to start her own podcast or start her own vlog channel, whether it be like some sort of hybrid thing, like how Theo and Tom Segura's shit was before their podcast. They would have like vlog casts where like she could gather 5 minutes, like, okay, 12 episodes a year. Okay, once a month, she could gather 5 to 10 minutes of a vlog that will lead into like a 30 to 40 minute podcast that only involves her. She'll be doing her makeup or taking makeup off or talking about outfits, and then throw in like murder mystery shit or talking like pop culture stuff, like who's getting divorced, who's together now. Like a very more female derivative podcast, and maybe some days have a more male derivative podcast that has like a previous vlog to it like a vlogcast, if you will, and she's in the comments leave some love. I've tried to blow smoke in her ass that's cold as fuck. No hot air, only cold air. It's this goddamn light. Like, for real, tell her how great of a personality she is. I think she'd be great on the internet.
Maybe I'm just sour.
Don't be sour. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm sour. That's why I started a podcast. That's why I started a podcast.
I think I'm
because I was sour about shit and I wanted to get online and
sour?
talk shit and have people talk
But do
shit
you know
with
what
me about how fucking crazy some of the world pieces that have been shilled off in my social direction have affected me in such a way that have pissed me off, and I want to talk about them and get it off my chest.
But I think
and maybe
in the last few
gather
years,
in and fish and reel and scoop up some like-minded views.
I think in the last few
like-minded
years,
people.
I don't know. It's like in the last few years, though, it's really just been. It's put me off. Like, put me off the amount of, like, the
personalities that are on the internet are shitty as well.
It's the links at which people will go.
It's hard to find inspiration on the internet because so many people are fuckheads.
I don't even care about that. It's the links at which people will go to be hurtful. Like, I don't mind a hater. Like, I don't mind somebody not liking what I do. I don't mind somebody, like, but it's the links at which people will go to be a fucking hater at this point. Like when
people not only shadow banned the Hammond Beach shit, but they shadow banned the Olive status, More Family Travels, and the Rose status shit.
Right.
It's like, look, just stick it with the Hammond Beats. Why do you have to go for the other things that yeah.
Why do you have to go that far?
I feel that.
I feel that. Also, like, TikTok. Like, TikTok is a thing. You know, I love me some TikTok. I love TikTok. You want to know why I love TikTok? Because I love being older than all those little bitches on there. I love it. I love being an older generation on a younger platform. I think that it's wonderful. Because there's some shit I see, I'm like, bitch, if you did that in the club, somebody's going to laugh at you.
Your dog in the head.
She's okay. I popped my kid earlier. That hurt me. But this didn't. Me and Rowan were dancing earlier. And Olive walked up. And I just, like, I popped
broke
her.
My heart.
Bro, it didn't hurt your heart as much as it hurt me. Because she was like, I just wanted to dance with you. And I was like, Tyler, why didn't you tell me she was behind me? Why did you watch? It wasn't his fault either. It was no one's fault. But me and Rowan were dancing.
Get comfy. You can scoot up in the crack and readjust your mic. Get up in the crack.
I'm cold.
Like I am. Get up in the crack and you can pull your no. You have to lift your whole mic up like so. And then and then you can adjust it as such and then pull it to you.
I know how this works. You like them shoes?
You have to get in frame. Oh, you're in frame. You're in frame.
You like them shoes?
5.0s, bitch.
I like them shoes.
All right, you do have to come up a smidge because you are like only had. Look, it's gonna be like this. Like you're gonna watch the podcast and then you're gonna watch. You see your podcast. It's gonna be just like this. Look, it's gonna be Jessica. Look, yeah. Look, just half your entire body. Look, go back, like that. Like the whole, like the last half hour is gonna be.
Oh my god, I had so much fun.
Yeah. Good times.
That's stupid.
I love you.
My booty look good.
Your booty do look good. I love you, baby.
I love you too.
I love doing podcasts with you. I love drinking with you too.
I love drinking with you.
It's fun. Kids are asleep, hanging out.
What's new in your life? Tell me about your life. Tell me what's happened lately.
Aside from what you already know, just skateboarding.
It's not about me. It's about them. What do they not know?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody that's watching this podcast knows what I'm doing. Just skateboarding. I mean, I've been getting up, taking you guys. Look at the cat. Oh, the cat was right behind you. I hope that got in the shot. That was so fucking awesome.
His food bowl's empty.
Truthfully, I've been skateboarding and I've been doing some workouts when I drop you guys off in the morning. Other than that, same shit. Like, what is... Other than that, just working. Hanging out with you, raising babies. Nothing much. I mean, really, the only new thing. I mean, I told a guy today at the skate park, he's like, man, I haven't seen you in a while. And I was like, yeah, dude, it seems like I go in this like structure of like where I'll do something athletic for 6 months and I'll drop it. Like I golf and wanted to golf hard for 6 months, and then dropped it, and then wanted to skate for 6 months and then dropped it, and then wanted to play baseball and then dropped it, and then I wanted to watch basketball, and then it's like I go through these phases where like I have so much passion for each sport that I show interest in that I can't share it with another sport. I have to completely go all in. Skateboarding's different, and I hate to group that in with this exact conversation about sports, because skateboarding's been the one sport that's been uber high key consistent my whole life. But previous to Olive, I went through like a year or two phase where I was skating real hard with Casey. And then when Casey left our life, I didn't really skate much. And then when you were pregnant with Olive, I needed something to do because you were always sleeping. And
I was bedridden.
You were just cooking a baby. Me and Rowan started going to the skate parks, and that's when we started the vlog. And like I reignited my like for real firework passion for skateboarding.
Yeah.
And then I did that up until she was about 1, and then I just dropped off again. And so for the last 2 months, like for these last 60 days, like that's all I'm doing. I'm getting up, taking you guys to work. I come here, I smoke some hookah, I refill my vape, I drink like some milk or some OJ, and I'll lift weights until muscle failure, and then I'll come down and hydrate, and I'll sit and watch some videos. I'll either nap or vacuum, do dishes, hang out with the baby. We'll go outside, walk the dog. Like I've made like my whole life is a full spectrum, and I've made like a 2-finger dent in my full circle spectrum, and wedged in skateboarding as like my extra. And I'm only working out the days that I choose to work out because I'm skateboarding. I'm working out so I can skateboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm old. I'm about to be 33, so it's like I'm only working out so I can fall and so I can get up on shit.
So you can be mobile.
Yeah, so to answer your question in long, just skateboarding. Everything else just the same. Working, kids, Netflix, vlogs, podcasts, like the same thing. Trying to travel, trying to save money, trying to work hard so our tax return is dope, kicking ass like as much as I can. But aside from that, just skateboarding.
I feel like there's been a lot of celebrity deaths lately that you've been very passionate about, that people would actually be interested in if they knew about them.
I don't feel that now. I feel like that was like towards the Christmas, Thanksgiving area.
Like the skateboarder that was 21.
Yeah, Kenny Gartland. Yeah, that was but that was no. But I mean, no. That was just recently. I feel like if that's where you're going, that was more of like a Thanksgiving episode thing. I feel like right at the end of 2020 is when people that it was like I was reliving 2018, where it was like Mac died, and then the 2 years before that Fife died, and then I had a bunch of friends in between, and then there were like maybe some more celebrity deaths or like sicknesses that I was affected by. And then Chris passed away. It seemed like there was like, honestly, let me just shut you completely down and just say since 2018, there has been consecutive deaths regularly.
Really, yeah. Maybe that's what it seems like.
Since 2018, in my mind, knock on wood.
Maybe that's why I feel like every time something tragic happens, it's like the most tragic.
Yeah, Kenny Gartland. Yeah, that was rough because I saw it all the time. It was like every time I got on Instagram, it was like I follow so many skateboarding.
LeBron James and his daughter.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant and his daughter. I don't watch basketball.
You don't have to watch basketball to know that. You don't know what I was going to know that.
Also, if you didn't know that, I'm stupid.
Skill.
Tyler loves me because
Are you
I'm
good,
pretty.
bro? Are you good, bro?
He
Are you good?
He loves it. Kobe Bryant.
Are you good, bro?
I know. I see his face.
Are you good?
Look, I know him and his daughter because I know their faces. I just may not have known their names because I didn't watch basketball. And everyone's like, "How do you not know who Kobe Bryant is?" It's like,
Do you want me to cut this part out?
yeah, I'm stupid. No, I really am dumb. It's fine. But you know what? I walk around in a cloud all day, and it's not drug inflicted cloud. I don't smoke.
No, you don't even have to say that part.
No, but I just walk around in this, I guess, in this world where things around me are what I can control and everything else I can't. Tyler's mom gets mad at me every day. She's like, "What do you mean you don't watch the news?" I'm like, "I don't watch the news
Don't watch the goddamn news, Mom.
I don't need another list of shit to be worried about that I can't control. You're going to tell me we're about to go to war with Iran or Iraq or whoever today, China, whoever you guys want to fight. But I'm sitting in my house and I'm getting up and I'm going to work. What the fuck am I going to do about it? Nothing.
And on the weekends, I go and chill. I forget about...
On the weekends, I forget about my work. And
it's
I'm going to be
almost
worried
like
about
the
that.
structure of our country, and not to say that it doesn't apply to other countries in the world, because I want to speak worldly when I say this comment. But it almost seems like the structure of life nowadays, it's like a battle between keeping up with what's happening and being in the know, or keeping your head down and making your dollar. It's like sometimes you have to choose or ride the middle line and get half of both. It's such a weird dynamic that I feel like our country and the world has laid out what an income and what being in the know, filled in the now is.
That's why I feel like
It is.
U.S. media, though, profited so much money during coronavirus because they were all trying to, they all published the same thing, but we were all Googling the same shit while we were trapped in our houses. Like, coronavirus facts, coronavirus this, coronavirus that. They're all publishing the same nothing, vaguest shit you can find, but they're all publishing anything that they know was a prime example of what they're publishing every day. It's like now when I get alerts on my phone that's like, coronavirus affects blah, blah. It's like, bitch, you've done run this in the ground. For almost a whole year, the only alerts we got on our phones were, people with this blood type or people with that blood. None of you actually have any solidified facts. At this point, you've told me that young people are less susceptible to coronavirus, except for some of them are. Old people are more susceptible to coronavirus, except for some of them are not. What the fuck? That's just prime example that media is nothing more. Media is nothing. We have taken media and made it we just eat it up. We just eat it up. And now that social media is a thing, we eat that up too. And now that social media has blown up the way that it has, we're sharing the shit out of everything with no
overstimulating our minds
with no fact
data.
but with no fact checking at all most of the time.
I heard something recently that really struck a chord with me. It was about a month ago. It was our brains are not built to withstand the data and information even now that we get and that we acquire. We are not built to withstand the type of information that we get.
Because we're not computer processors. we're not just taking in information and delegating it to places it needs to go. We're taking it in and we're thinking about it. We're creating emotions about it.
Quickly.
Yeah, and you're creating emotions about it and you're letting it dwell, and then that's building up, but then you have something else coming in and then that's building up with emotions because we're people, not computers. This is not just you're not processing it. You're just taking it in and then you're overwhelmed and you want to know why, and it's because you've completely solicited yourself to every piece of information. That's why in the last year, I've made it a big point. I tell Tyler sometimes I just don't want a social media. I just don't. Mostly when I don't, I get on TikTok.
Because that's on the podcast a few times.
TikTok's the dumbest shit ever. If you ever don't want a social media, but you want a social media, get on that. Because
you were just talking about earlier how much you love TikTok.
I love it because it's dumb. I love it because it's dumb like me. It is just the dumbest shit.
Well, look.
It is people doing dumb shit. It is not people trying to tell you how to live your life. I think that is why other social medias, like, I think that's why the new generation hates old social media. It's because we're on there talking about how we feel.
It's because it's the lesser than of our social media.
We're
Because
talking
we
about-
saw it from Zynga to MySpace to Facebook to Instagram.
We get on there and talk about how we feel about stuff.
Vine, Snapchat, TikTok.
Now the
you
new
know?
generation is like, let me get on here and do a dance. That's not even a real dance. It's literally just like some hand motions that would probably be gang symbols in some cultures. Like, but you know what? It's like, but even that, it becomes to a point where you're like, this is stupid. I have to get off of here. Like, we just need to all realize that, like, we're putting out all of this information, but in the same way you can't take it all in. It's like, at some point, like, I find myself, too, getting on
We're
there.
all a part of the problem.
No, yeah.
Overstimulating
Yeah.
everybody with the same information we're overstimulated with.
And then
Yeah.
last year, I find myself getting on Facebook. And I'm on there, and something happens, and I'm like, I want to... At this point, if it's not funny and it's happened to me, I'm not putting it on there. Because no one gives a shit. Like, truly. Like,
Overstimulated with social media, being rich, well, no one gives a shit.
yeah, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. That's exactly right. It's like... It is like my customers. It's like, they have all the money, and they want to buy all the shit. Like, these people have all these friends, and they want all these people to care. But if you put something out that's bullshit, people still are not going to care. Like, who cares? Like, if you put on there, like, I'm having a terrible day. It's like, what's someone going to say? Like, I'm sorry you had a bad day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't actually care, but I'm sorry you had a bad day. Like, yes, it
Nowadays,
is.
I feel like most people are just having bad days
I
more
appreciate-
regularly
But
than they're not.
But let me backtrack. I do appreciate when people say, like, their personal experience of the day. Like, I'm having a bad day. Send good vibes. I'm like, good vibes sent. Like, I'm sorry you're having a bad day. Those are the... But when you get on there and you're like, Trump for president, and it's like, that's way over.
Example, only example, not...
Or you get on there and you're talking to some political, like, conspiracy stuff that's already happened or not happened. Or you get on there and you're talking about global warming, and to a certain extent where it's, like, so far out. It's like, yes, this is your platform. Yes, you can speak your mind. But at some point, do we not feel like we're watering down, like, it's not a place to just share memes. And I get that it is some people's place to, like, share stuff. But at some point, it becomes this watered down, like, even on my own feed, it's like this watered down spiel of just, like,
Why do you think that exists? Do you remember when Instagram was the salvation of social media?
Yeah, because it was, like, the new, like, the new.
It still possesses it. It's just everybody's abandoned it because it's kind of like one of those things where, like, when the time comes, the crossroads where you have to abandon something or show your structural worth towards something.
Yeah.
You think, like, okay, well, this is the crossroads where I can jump from Instagram to TikTok, or you're like, no, I'm going to keep writing with Instagram. Facebook wasn't like that. MySpace wasn't like that. Anything previous to that wasn't like that. But Instagram's been like that. But everyone is abandoning Instagram. Instagram literally, by definition and science to me, and my standards and knowledgeability, is like the best social media platform there is.
You felt that way since you got it, though.
I have, because it hits like 6 to 7 out of 8 itches.
I love Instagram a lot. I feel like personally, because you know I'm a word-driven person, the reason I keep Facebook is, like, if I feel like I want to write, sometimes I write on Facebook. It's not for anyone. It's just also for me. Because, like, if I have something, and I have a blog, so it's like, I could do it on there, but I haven't updated that in a bit. But sometimes if I have a relevant thought that I can poetically put into words.
You blog it out.
No, yeah, but I'll put it on Facebook because those are the people that inspired it. I find myself...
That's what I meant, like on Facebook.
Yeah.
Like you blog it out.
Yeah.
I should have put more content. Like you blog it out on your post.
Because I know that...
Well, that's like people who are pissed off with YouTube laws. They're like, should I post more videos on Instagram? And I'm thinking, is that even equal? Is that even
Yeah.
the same? Are people thinking it's the same fucking? To me, it's like
Yeah.
you can go to YouTube and watch movies. You can't go to Instagram and watch.
Yeah.
So it's like anyway. Go ahead. Sorry.
Well,
I get the
For example,
yeah.
I just feel like keeping my feelings. It seems so stupid. In my mind, segregating my feelings of perturbance to the platform that created them, and then putting those perturbed feelings onto said platform, to me makes more sense than to putting them on a different platform and hoping that those people that created them saw them. So like, if I
like you're helping it, like you're helping the platform without being in the inbox.
basically, I'm not a pussy. I'm not gonna run to Instagram and put it on there. But at the same time, like I'm not
That's
saying.
right.
And I also no, but Facebook creates a lot of mental issues for me with people, even people in my family. Like, because people's opinions are so strongly put onto Facebook, so unfiltered onto Facebook, that when I see them, they upset me. And they don't upset me in a way where, like, it upsets my day, because I still have to face 2,000 people a day and my family and deal with all that. But in the back of my mind, I read what you said. And at some point, you're going to get a rebuttal indirectly on my Facebook. You're not going to know it, because I'm not going to call you out. But it will be something where you read it and you go, she might be talking about me. Because it's true. Because it's like, I can't let it go. Like, he knows this about me. I know that you're not saying it to upset people, but I see things in such a big picture, big picture, that, like, you have to know sometimes that your perspective is not the only perspective. Like, there are so many others that are also so very important. Like, you can't afford to be small-minded in this world anymore, because it's like, your perspective is one of millions. Like, I think that also in social media should be a way to show people that. It's like, if you have all of these voices, you're reading them every day. Like, if you know these people, you can hear their voices, like, as you read it. You're reading their voices. Those are thoughts. Like, they're putting their thoughts on there. People are putting their thoughts on social media, and you're reading them. So, like, how in your mind can you walk around and think that your thoughts and, like, your opinions are so superior to everyone else's? Like, there's absolutely no way in this conscious, like, you're literally reading, in my mind, human consciousness, like, as it arrives on social media. You're reading it. People are posting it. In my mind, that's like a way, like, people are walking around thinking. It's like thought bubbles popping up. Like, people are, how can you think that you're so superior, that your thoughts are just, like, so much better than theirs? Because in the grand scheme, they're just another thought. Like, unless you're doing something to help people, unless you're doing something to make things better for everyone, like, you're just another thought. And if you're walking around thinking something that's harmful or hurtful or racist or, like, God, I can't even go into the rest of whatever humanity is doing, but how can you, like, you can't. There's no possible way. Like, social media is teaching us, like, the way people are thinking. Every moment, there's thoughts happening all over the world. And, like, for you to walk around and be hurtful to other people, like, that's what hurts me. Is like, what the fuck? Like, you can't walk around and be racist anymore. Like, why would you do that? These people are walking around thinking that you're about to be racist, and then you're racist, and then now you're mad. Like, what the fuck? Like, or you're, like, anything. Like, sexist. Like, men. Let me just start with you. Sorry. Like, women. We go places, we're expected to be preyed upon. Then you get mad that we're expected to be preyed upon. I'm sorry. We live in a society where people have taught us we're about to be snatched everywhere we go. It's a hard place to live. Like, life has gotten really difficult. We can't let our kids go play outside anymore because we think they're about to get snatched every time they walk outside the house. Like, we live in a world now where everything is scary. You walk outside without a mask, you're going to get coronavirus. Like, so all these things are happening, and then I just still see these people being so selfish. Like, we live in a society now where, like, shouldn't we be trying to help each other? Like, hey, I realize you're dealing with what I'm dealing with. Like, all of these bad things all the time are being brought to our attention by social media. We're all on the same page, right? Let me help you. Like, let me be your friend. Let me be your friend. Like, you want to sit in the house? Like,
So you're saying that people are missing the opportunity to use social media as a platform in such ways that it could bring people together rather than just to showcase one's life.
Yeah, because they'd rather get on there and, like, hurt each other for whatever they think. Like, they'd rather get on there and be a troll to someone else's page than to get on there and be like, hey, like, helpful in any way. Helpful in any way. I see less people trying to be helpful than I do people trying to be assholes. Like, there are women that get on these, like, mom pages and they're like, my son has a rash, and people are like, you're a terrible mother, like, take him to the doctor. And it's like, whoa, all she did was say, has anyone dealt with anything like that? Like, I get
reaching out.
She's not saying what essential oils.
Before I take him to the doctor.
Yeah, she's not saying what essential oils should I rub on my kid, because yes, that's fucking stupid. But she's saying, like, hey, has anyone dealt with this? Like, do you know what this is? Like, but that's the type of attack mentality that these people have on Facebook now. It's like become, and like that's what I'm saying though, social media doesn't deal with things like that as much. But like Instagram has become a place where you're not going to post a picture of your kid's rash, but Facebook is. And like, I just see that every day. I just see people like get attacked.
That's a meme right there, just in its own. Is you're not going to post your kid's rash on Instagram, but you'll post it on Facebook.
You'll post it on Facebook. And, like, ask people for help. True. And, like,
That's so true.
I don't know. I'm just tired of seeing people not be willing to help. Like, be willing to help. Be willing to help. And stop being so willing to call people out on Facebook because you somehow feel... This is what I deal with, too, with, like, my high school. We had so many kids that I feel like sometimes, like, kids from my high school will, like, not put out a cry for help, but they'll, like, post something sad. But then people from high school will, like, kind of call it.
It's like a small baby deer.
I don't know. Kids from my high school would just be a dick. I'm like, dude, it's been 12 years and you're probably fat and unhappy wherever you are. I don't know why you're being mean to this person because you don't know them anymore. Like,
man, I love having podcasts with you. Hey, let's end this thing.
So I'm a jabberjaw.
No, that's what a podcast is. Anyway, baby, I love you.
Love you.
I like hearing how you feel about I like hearing you share your outlook on social media, because I think just like a lot of people, I struggle with social media. And it's not anything that I feel like anyone is like the portions of social media that I have a problem with. I don't think anyone else has a problem with those portions, and I'm probably wrong on that. But I think we're all trying to live a life adjusted to the standard of our parents, our self-realignment as newfound adults, and what social media lays out for us. And while trying to meet all three of those needs, life can be overwhelming at times. So I feel you on that. And I like, aside from our pillow talk and how we go back and forth, it's nice to hear you say things like that out loud and shit. Because I have similar thoughts about things, when it comes to how people misuse social media. It's not even how they misuse social media, because it's like, oh, if somebody got into a car accident, let's just abolish all cars.
Yeah,
that's not fair.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so, knock on wood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's like social media has some like for real errors
Yeah.
in its existence, but it also has the ability to be very to supply some good in the world.
I guess I just also like. Sorry, I know we're about to end, but like last week, this TikToker that was 20, like she killed herself because people had said really horrible things
My mom
to her.
asked me if I knew who that was. Yeah.
Yeah, because people said really horrible things to her, and like to go back to a penny
Don't
for
read
your
the comments, you guys.
Don't read comments, dude.
And if you do read comments, make sure that you have the ability to read those things and have the construct
internally,
where
like
you
the don't absorb them.
That you are about to potentially see some awful things while seeing some great things. So it's like for every quarter you get, you're about to lose $1.
Do you know what every Kardashian says? Don't read the comments. For a reason. It's like, once you let a thought in, I always tell Tyler, I always tell you, it's called plant the seed and walk away.
Yeah.
When you read something like that, you are planting a seed. And it may grow, it may not. And if you're strong enough to know that that's not going to be a thing, I'm sorry. If you know that's not going to be a thing, then that's fine. But don't read the comments.
Don't read the comments. All right, look, episode 40, babe. I love you. I love you. All right, episode 40. We love you guys. We'll see y'all next time. I don't know when that will be. Soon. It'll be soon.
Body Language Podcast.
Yeah, Body Language Podcast, episode 40. Take care of yourself. Share your friends. Like, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.
It just depends who you ask. These feelings tend to leave me with a hole in my chest. The hole in my chest. Yeah, the hole in my chest. Now the time has come, I just wish I could erase all the damage done to your name and your keepsakes. Only just because